Hello YouTubers, today's video is an introduction to the Westinghouse Igen 4500 dual fuel generator slash inverter. As I said in the intro, this is a review of the Westinghouse Igen 4500 dual fuel generator. I've had this now for approximately 6 to 8 months. I've used it a little bit, not an awful lot, but enough to kind of get a good feel for it. In the past, I've had a Champion 3500 remote control single fuel generator, which had worked out quite well for me, although right now it does need some service. And after I have it serviced, I plan to sell it, since I don't need two high capacity generators or inverters. This particular inverter, since I don't have my RV any longer, I plan on using it for backup power in case I lose power at my house. The house runs on a 200 amp service. It's only a 2-bedroom with 1 bath. I have an electric stove, of course a refrigerator, microwave, and water heater. My pump is also run by electric. So the demands is very little. So this has got more than enough with over 4,500 watts to operate the house in the case of lost power. But to start out, like I said, this is a Westinghouse dual fuel 4,500 inverter. The nice thing about this is it does have easy access for the oil, and when you change oil, they do supply you with a tube that simply screws into your oil spout, and then you can drain it. Also, you can also fill it with it. To start it up, you can either do it with just a single pull, or it does have remote control. It operates again on gas or propane. So right now I'm going to have this set. I've got this set on gasoline. To start it, just simply one simple push, give it a second delay, and it will start up. The generator starts up rather easily. Either use the remote control push button on the front of the panel, or else just a single pull. To start it, you turn the ignition on or the battery switch on, press it, and it starts up right away. Right now, this only has about 100 hours on it. No, I think that's that. It doesn't even have that many. I read it wrong. About a little over 2 hours. After approximately 10 hours or so, I'll shut this off. Right now, the only hours I have on it is a little over 2 hours. So like I said, I haven't used this very much. I've got it all set up. Unfortunately, I haven't lost power where I can try it out. But it does run very well. By the way, I did buy this outright. This is not sponsored. I don't really have enough viewership or subscriptions to really warrant or to justify any manufacturer to send me anything out to try out. So this is just purely my own purchase, and I've made my own evaluations, and I've gone with this one, and I decided, well, I'm going to let you know what I think of it. Technical information, I'm not going to give you anything more than that. Gasoline, the running watts is 3,700 watts, 4,500 peak. Propane, 3,330 watts, and 4,050 peak hours or watts on propane. So
The gas fill is 3.4 gallons. Gives you more than enough to run this. I personally have gone to using just strictly rec fuel. It's a lot easier on it. Again, changing oil. Simply pull out the front panel. You do have your dipstick right here, and to add or even drain oil, you've got the drain tube that comes with it, which just screws right in. They use a 10W30 weight oil. Two large wheels. It does have a pole on the front, and you will need it because this weighs close to about 300 pounds. A brief look at the controls. You've got your battery on off switch, your start button. You also have your eco mode. This is where you hook up to your propane. And again, to hook up the propane, you just simply screw this on and move your selector switch from gas to propane, and that's all you need to do. For gas, just turn it right back. Suggested use when you disconnect or shut off your generator while using propane, you should shut it off at the tank and let it run out of fuel. That will evacuate anything that's left over. The other thing, as I mentioned, you do have a handle here that will extend out. Makes it easy to hold the generator around because it does weigh about 100 pounds. Biggest disadvantage or negative about this whole unit. Also has a 30 amp plug already set for RV, and it's got two 20 amp plugs. This does have an hour meter as well. Got a separate point for ground. Also tells you when it's on, you know, with the light, and it'll also give you, it's got indicator lights telling you whether or not you are online or generating power. It'll also tell you if you're low on oil. To start it by pulling it, again, you just simply turn the battery switch on and give it a touch. Very quiet, nice and smooth, and it gently puts out plenty of power. Shut it off. Turn off the battery switch. On the back end of the generator, you've got a handle where you can help you lift it up as you do in the front. Gives you your specs. Also has your serial number right out in the open. To access the battery, there's a panel on the back. You simply drop it down or take it out. This you will have to connect that when you first buy it because it will be disconnected. But your battery is very accessible through the back of this panel. I did have to charge this up when I first bought it. It will charge up while it's running. Also included is a battery charger. Spark arrestor back here on the very back. And again, you should clean that. They usually recommend after about approximately 10 to 20 hours. So I would check your book just to make sure. It's also relatively water resistant. I don't recommend you having it out in the rain, but if it does get caught, it does have enough protection where it keeps it pretty dry on the inside. And as recently as this last week, prior to setting this video, I did have it staged outside of the garage, and despite the forecast, we got a little rain in the middle of the night and it did get wet. And after just wiping it off, it started up and it's been working great ever since. To raise and lower, or to extend the handle to move the generator, you have a button on the front that you push all the way in, and then you pull it all the way out. And that gives you enough to move it around. So you can kind of move it to wherever you want to put it. And when you set it down, simply push the button. And it goes back in. Just as simple as that. There is also an access panel to get to the carburetor side of the generator. And again, basically 5 screws will take the panel off. And you can either use a common or a Phillips head screwdriver. This is something else I liked about the Westinghouse over the Champion. It not only holds more fuel, very easy to fill, but it also has this spill tray, which helps keep the top of the unit a lot cleaner. I hope you enjoyed the look at this Westinghouse Igen 4500 dual fuel inverter / generator. And if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And most of all, thanks for watching. And please don't forget, all comments are welcome, whether you like it or not. I am always open to suggestions.